Hello everybody and a very good evening. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Welcome to Wednesday, Hump Day as some people like to call it, and of course Valentine's Day. Just gone 5 o'clock here in the UK. Where are we the rest of the world? Midday Eastern, 11 Central, 9 AM. So just sort of starting the day Pacific, aren't you? Happy Valentine's if you're celebrating. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're not, I still hope you're having a great day. We've got lots to come over the course of this show. If you missed earlier, by the way, a backgrounds masterclass, it is definitely a show that you should go back and watch, save to your favourites playlist. If you have like a Sheena show folder, that should definitely go in there and probably be the top video. It was a brilliant show. If you missed it, you can watch it back on CTV 24/7. It will crop up, I'm sure, over the course of the next few hours. A lot's over on the website too. We have our Valentine's Day section, which you can have a little peruse of. Last chance to use that code in there as well, which we launched on Monday. So lots there. Beautiful beginnings tonight again, about really kind of lots of Sheena goodies, lots of hints, tips and techniques, and I kind of feel like a bit of a follow-on from earlier's background masterclass. So lots to come in this show. We will later on too be bringing back the thing that everyone looks forward to, certainly me and Sheena. Essentials Corner, where we get to sit on the Essentials Corner couches and answer your questions. So, Superstar Susie is on the socials for this show. Get your questions in and we will answer them in the sort of final half hour of the show. They can be about anything on the show. They can be about anything that you've seen Sheena do today. They can be about a crafty problem that you're... Oh, there's a moth there. It can be about how to get rid of moths. It can be about anything you like, really, crafty related or not crafty related. So get those questions in and we will do Essentials Corner for you over the course of the show a little bit later on. But it's not just me, as I've mentioned. I'm delighted to say that she's here, the one and only, the greatest of all time, as we crowned her earlier on, the GOAT. It's Sheena. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. Happy to be a GOAT. I think GOAT, but yeah, in that sense, thank you.
That's what they call everyone now, isn't it?
Yeah, you see, I'm not down with the kids with the stuff. Yeah, I just thought like,
it's probably a go. That's not very nice, is it?
Cheers.
Yeah. What have you got planned for us over the course of the show?
Well, you know what we've got. I thought it was nice to continue a little bit with what we did earlier. So we made some really cool backgrounds. So I'm thinking, just humour me. I've created these backgrounds and we've got like a rusty metallic-y background just with the products we've had on the show, with your sprays, with the ink pads, with the opaque ink pads. So we've got a great rusty background. We've got verdigris backgrounds that look kind of like, old and very industrial, mechanical kind of things. How about if we team those up with something pretty and delicate like a butterfly? Ooh. I think it'll give them a kind of a steampunk-esque feel, a vibe, if you will.
Vibe.
A vibe.
I am loving that idea. But yeah, let us know what you want to see, if there's anything else you want Sheena to do. And as I say, get those questions in and we'll answer them. We have Superstar Susie on the socials. Margaret is in, Margaret Frasina, saying, yeah, Sheena Wednesday. Cheryl Bashuran says, good morning, crafty friends. I'm watching from Seaward, Alaska at work and the weather is warming up nicely.
In Alaska?
Apparently.
Oh, stop it. I want to go to Alaska. I am being drawn to Alaska.
Oh.
For some reason. Well, I blame watching all the stuff on Discovery Plus. I watched
'cause
everything about Alaska. That I can. Yeah. I feel I know Alaska now.
Yeah. And now, as you were saying just before the show, you're watching... What's it called? Gold Diggers.
Gold Rush, yeah.
Oh,
now I'm mining for gold. But some of it's in Alaska. Yay!
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah. Is that where does one go to pan for gold?
Oh, there's various locations. There's the lower 48, some of them, but also the Yukon. And you need the right equipment and stuff. You need good trommel. You got to dig for the good pay dirt, your trommel. You got to have good pay dirt to start with. That's where the gold is. Right. You put it in your processing plant, it goes around the trommel, comes out with tailings at the end and stuff, which should have no gold in it, but the stuff that you've got left, you filter and that's it, you're good. Smelt it down into bars. Thank you and good night.
Have any questions tonight about panning for gold? Feel free to get those in. Do they say on that show, or Alaska, do they say there's gold in them there hills?
There are hills?
Your
yeah. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
In my head, I would be,
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But, you know, I'm looking at it looks gorgeous. And I love that idea of like that. You know, I like a bit of snow. But I'm a bit of a wimp at the same time. So I'm not quite sure. Watching it on the telly is one thing. Living it might be something quite different.
Yeah. Well, that's Cheryl anyway. We just talked about there in Alaska. Just thought of that joke there, you know. There you go. It's Cheryl. Where's Cheryl from? Alaska. Don't worry, I'll ask her myself.
The old ones are the best, eh? Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, Cheryl sounded a bit like Sherry. Sherry Miller's birthday today.
Is it?
It's Sherry Miller's birthday. Happy birthday, Sherry Miller.
Happy birthday, Sherry. Happy birthday. Kendall says, hello from Minnesota. Carletta Morris joins us from Arkansas. Hello. Laurie Townsend Geekman says, hello, happy fat... Oh, doesn't say that at all. She says, hello. Hello, happy Valentine's Day, Ben, Sheena, CTV crew and family. Thank you. We have, what? I don't know, I was just reading it too quickly with all the excitement. We have producer Nicola and we've also got Jamie on the ones and twos. Whoop, 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 whoop. We got a woo and a woo. Kimberly says, good morning from a sunny Wiki Watchy in Florida. Zoe's in from saying good evening everyone from me and Brian.
From where, sorry?
Me and Brian.
Brian.
Sponge.
Oh, yeah, Brian. He's there ready, poised.
And Pat says, happy Valentine's Day, everyone, from a cold and sunny New Jersey. Hello, James says, hello, lovelies. Good afternoon to you all and good evening, lovely Sheena and Ben. And Susie says, do you look for life before zero? Sheena.
Life before zero.
There are a bunch of seasons all about life in Alaska and before the Arctic Circle. 3 spin-offs too.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen Alaskan Bush People.
Oh.
I've seen the really ranch ones. Life before zero. Thank you. Yeah, that's tonight sorted when I get back. Yeah.
Highly recommended by Jamie.
Thank you.
Where is this all on? Like Discovery?
It's Discovery Plus. Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah. And you can watch, and then you look at it and you go, oh, I haven't seen any of those. And you look and there's like 14 series. So that's where you're live. It's great power watching. Yay.
Power watching. So power on through. We have a question which I'll ask you in just a second, but shall I show you we start with the bold butterflies. Bold butterflies. These really are bold, blooming beautiful as well. And the price is amazing today as well. You're saving $17.96 or $19.80. Platinum price is £40 or $48.
Wow.
Yeah, the discount on that is 20%. In fact, over 20% if we're being specific about this. 4 butterfly stamps you're going to get, big, bold butterflies. You can see the reason why that's the name of them. And then what you're also going to get is 2 cute little butterflies along your big, bold one. You're also going to get your sentiments to go with them and then the dies, which cut out your cute little butterflies, and then the split main die, which cuts out the big butterfly. So it allows you to cut it out as a topper or indeed place it wherever you want on your cardstock. So it gives you ultimate craftability. All sorts of butterflies in here as well. This one is called the monarch butterfly. And the great thing is, I mean, there's hundreds of species of butterflies, right? So you can just take these as your kind of starting point and then, yes, design your own butterfly. That one is the Red Admiral butterfly. Again, you got all the dies to be able to cut those out and things like on your special day, sending lots of love. And then lastly in this bundle is the Swallowtail butterfly with these 2 little butterfly friends. And you've got butterfly wishes, best friend, and happy birthday. £40 or $48 is your platinum price right there. Hi to Karen, who says hello from the home of WWE. Don't tell Craig. The home of the wrestling.
Oh, that.
That is in. He would kill me for not knowing. It's in. Isn't it in Delaware? Is it? Is it Connecticut? I think it's Connecticut. Yes, but it's not Delaware. Delaware is not. It's Delaware. Anyway. Jen says, good evening, Ben, Sheena, team, and my crafty friends. And Hillary's in saying, hi, everyone, from Hillary and Holly. Hello. I love watching Gold Rush 2, says Marlene Kajawa. And question is, we hand over to Sheena. Sheena says, Sarah Lozano.
Yeah.
Where did you get your bumpy sponges from?
Oh, kitchen sponges. Just the regular kitchen sponges. You know, the ones you buy in the supermarket to, you know, clean with. Well, you know, buy them. Don't clean with them, just cut them in 4 and then pull little bits out of them. That's it, yeah.
Can I just also say, Zoe, hi to you and your husband, Brian.
Oh, Brian wasn't the sponge. Oh, no.
Yeah. Brian's the... Because...
Cheers, Ben.
No! That was... Because Sheena's sponge is called Brian, and we were talking earlier on about people having their own Brian, so we just assumed, never assumed. You know why?
Brian,
because you make an ass out of you and me.
I'm sure your Brian's
Brian.
a lot better looking than my Brian.
yeah. Sorry, Brian.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh dear. Anyway, moving swiftly on from that. That's a lovely card you've made, Sheena. Quick, move on.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It's a kaleidoscope of butterflies. They said, you know what? These have got everything in there to make that. This is a gorgeous card, Debbie. Oh, wow. This is it's absolutely stunning. It's really pretty. So in that you're going to get the big main butterfly in these, and you also get all these gorgeous little support and cast butterflies that all have their own dies as well. So I love that. But I'm thinking, because you've seen these and you've seen how gorgeous they are, and as you would imagine, seeing them in all that delicate beauty, isn't that stunning?
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous. That maybe it would be a good thing to show you something that is a little bit different, and that's the plan. So we're going to go a little bit kind of grungy, a little bit rusty, a little bit steampunky.
Nice.
And have a bit play with still the same stamps, but with a completely different twist on them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's loads of inspiration. If you want to see more inspiration with all these guys, if you go to join the Inkettes, Sheena's Inkettes, my amazing design team, the Inkoids, have all the samples there that they've created with them. So don't think that you ever just you get the collection, and then even if it's after it's been launched, where am I going to find the inspiration? It's always there for you. Just wait and just have to look at the appropriate album. And you can see, and the team hang out there. It's like the virtual clubhouse, the double-deckers, as it were, back in the day. Yeah. The double-decker bus, but online in a virtual way. And you just say, hey, how have you done that one? And they'll say, and I'll tell you, they'll love to share. That's what it's all about. And you post what you've done too. And it's very cool place to be. So there's some other inspiration with the butterflies. Yep. I'm going to pop these away, Ben, then we're going to get ready and have a bit of a play with them, don't you think?
It's a lovely sort of all-inclusive, happy, fun, kind, positive community, and that's what we love. So do feel free to pop along. That's what we're all about here, aren't we? The fun, the inspiration and the positivity, and that's why we love this little crafty community we've created. Alison says, hello from West Scotland. Loved the last show, but I couldn't find out how to comment. Well, you found out in this show, which is marvellous, Alison. It's lovely to have you with us. Nona says, good evening, crafty friends. My youngest daughter, Hannah, is 24 today, and my eldest son got married today at Gretna Green. It's been a lovely day here in Whitby, warmer and even sunnier. Well, congratulations to eldest son and happy birthday to youngest daughter. Zoe said, I had to explain about the sponge to a very confused hubby with... Sorry, Brian, about that. Karen says, thank you, Sheena, for all your wonderful sharing. You are so talented. Karen says, WWE, Stamford, Connecticut. I knew it was Connecticut, not Delaware. Maria's been in touch. Says, hello, Ben and Sheena and all the crew. Question, Ben, please... Oh, no.
Oh, no, don't... Yeah,
Ben, please can you both sing a happy birthday to the lovely Sherry Miller across the pond?
Well, we've already said happy birthday, but you probably... Maybe... Should we do it later?
Later.
Maybe
we'll sing from the sofa.
Yes, sing from the sofa. Like Val Donegan used to be in his rocking chair. I'll do it from the sofa.
Yeah, remind us later, and not only will we answer your questions later on from the sofa in Essentials Corner, we will also sing a song. We did actually joke about that before the show, saying, if we don't get enough questions, what are we going to do for half an hour? It's like, we'll do Name That Tune. We'll actually take singing requests as well, although we'll probably only be able to do that the first sort of, I don't know what the rules are, I think maybe we're at 5-10 seconds. Okay, depends how accurate we are. We'll sing loads of songs for you, out of tune, and then we'll be fine. Susie's just said, I'll pop that one onto the list of questions. Yes, please do. And please keep the questions coming in, because we want to make it as interactive and as fun as possible a little bit later on. Obviously, if there's a question at a point of a demo that Sheena's doing now, we can answer that. But if you've got any sort of more general ones, then get those in. We're going to see the first demo with Sheena as we fire over to her. Another question from Margaret. It says, what happened to Trevor?
Trevor, well, yeah, Trevor, I kind of rotate them a bit because,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
they get a little bit jealous of each other. So
Yeah,
Trevor's
yeah.
at home, he's having a bit of a rest day, you know.
Yeah. We
getting
still love you,
recharged
Trev.
with his inspiration, but, you know, it's all about Brian today. So
Yeah.
Brian, you're the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian's day today.
Brian's the other day. Yeah.
Right. Come on then.
Okey-doke then. So I'm thinking, so I've got these two backgrounds created, yeah, that I did earlier, and they look very industrial and very kind of verdigris, and that's the idea. So this is going to be, I'm playing with you. I just want to do that. It was something that I haven't done yet, and I thought once I'd made these backgrounds, well, I think we owe it to ourselves to have a look and see what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
So I've got actually more magnets on this. I don't know. This is like the Uber repositionable stamping platform. It's managed to like acquire more magnets. Normally you get 4, just saying, but this one's got more. Don't know where they come from, but I'm not going to question it, and that's fine. So we've got that there, and I think I'm going to use this one, which is I can never remember which one they're called. This one is the Red Admiral.
Red Admiral.
Red Admiral, yes, and I'm going to pop that on there. But before I do this, I do want to add a little bit of anti-static, and I don't want to use up all of my background because I can use this for other things. So I'm going to position this, maybe, let's try it about there. Let's put the Red Admiral just there, okay? And we'll, I'm going to then pop that on there. And the reason I put that anti-static is I'm going to emboss this. I may actually pop a little bit more on there. Like that.
Yep.
And we've got some fabulous ink pads on the show. We've got these opaque pigment ink pads. And because they're slower to dry and they are opaque, they'll go on this background and I can actually emboss with them. So instead of using a clear embossing powder, I can go ahead and use that to hold my embossing powder as well, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just using this one here, which happened to be at hand, and it is the honey pot.
Okay.
And I'm inking that up. And to be honest, if some of it didn't transfer and I just had a bit of honey pot and it didn't have all the gold on it, part of me is like kind of not bothered because I want it to look a bit worn and industrial looking. Does that make sense? Or does it just sound like an excuse?
No, it made perfect sense. What are you talking about?
So we'll ink that up there now. I might pop a little bit more on just because I want to make sure that it does hold some powder. And then I'm going to pop the gold embossing powder on there quite quickly. So we'll do it a couple of times. That's the beauty of the repositionable. So a lot of people were saying, like, why do you use certain, things at certain times? If I know I want to, it's got a lot of flat photopolymer on any of the stamps, and I want a really bold image, I'll use the repositionable one because it gives me more chance to layer up like this. Whereas if it's going to be just a quick, simple line drawing, a rocker block will do the job really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a horses for courses. Right, so I'll pop the gold embossing powder on there. I have a piece of card somewhere, talk amongst yourselves, and if not, I'll get another piece of card.
Blame me if anything's out of place because I was over there nicking stuff in between shows.
What was that, Ben? Sorry?
I said if anything's out of place, you can blame me because I was over there nicking stuff in between shows. And I've kept a lot of the stuff over here as well, actually. I'm building my own crafty stash over this side of the studio.
Shouldn't have left.
Debbie will be cross when she's back in next week, isn't she? I'm off, so it doesn't matter. So if Debbie's in next week and she says, who's been moving all the stuff over that side of the studio, blame someone else. As Shaggy once said, it wasn't me. We can blame Craig, that's a good idea, Jamie, because he's in as well. But then again, he'll be able to fight his own corner. Blame Sarah. It's Sarah. Sarah, yeah.
So anybody who's new to embossing, right? When I first did embossing, there was no TV or anything, any video instruction anywhere. And I thought, well, if it looks good now, it'll look much better if I keep going about half an hour later, like, shining the brasses as a kid when my mum, when she used to give me that job to shut me up for a bit. It doesn't. So what you're going to do is just point the heat tool to where you want it to melt. And as soon as that's melted, you can see it change from like a dull browny colour to a really pretty gold. You know it's done. And if you look across, you might be able to see if there's anywhere that needs a little bit more attention. The end of that wing It may just be that it hasn't got as much on there. But what I'm going to do now, so that there is done. You just look across it and that looks cool. That looks nice on that background.
It does
I like
look
that
nice.
a lot. But we're going to cut that out. So what I'm thinking, it would look good cut out and then put on that background, wouldn't it? See what I'm thinking? So I need to then, probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this down so that I can see this bit and have like a strip on something. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So we'll cut that bit there, and then that could be used on another panel, on a DL card or something. And then I think I'm even going to cut this bit off here because that could be on a smaller format card as well. All of these bits, you can cut them out with your smaller dies as well. So the next thing is with these butterflies is you get the dies that you cut them out with. They're in 2 bits.
There are 2 bits.
Yes.
Very handy.
Yeah, so it was like kind of, when you have like good ideas every now and again. So the idea is so that instead of cutting the whole thing out, you might not want to cut the whole thing out. You might want to have just this cut into the card and just one wing lift up, that wing, or that wing lift up.
Yeah.
But if you put them both on there, you've got the benefit of having them both wings lift up.
Yeah.
So all you do is you just pop them around there like that. And we need some of the low-tack tape.
Okay.
It just gives you more crafting options. And I think the more you do this and the more you collect things and the more you've been doing it for a while, the more flexibility a product gives you, the more options it gives you.
And it makes life easier as well, doesn't it? Because as much as you could probably cut that out, I know some people perhaps not so good with a pair of scissors or got dexterity issues. A die just makes things so much easier. And the fact, like you say, that it's split.
It's split, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm not great at cutting out. I don't have the patience, and B, mostly patience. That's it. It's just A and then A again.
And that's it.
And then back to no patience. Yeah, still no patience. I just want to get on with the bits that, the colouring and the messy bits.
The fun
really.
stuff.
Yes, exactly. So if this can be made quicker and more efficient, then I'm a happy camper. Thank you very much. So we'll stick that down like that. And then I'm going to pop that through the Gemini.
Yep.
And see what we've got when it comes out to other end. Oh, move me sprays there.
Caroline's joined us saying, yay, working from home today, so I can jump straight in now I have finished. And also hi to Cherry again, who says, this is just beautiful. It can be masculine or feminine. And Maria says, Trevor's on the sofa watching with me.
Ah, that's where you know what? He's just, they're having the leisure time, isn't he?
Leisure time.
The leisure time. So that's there. Oh, you know what? I love that bit that you've cut out. I wouldn't waste that.
No.
I would keep that as well, if it's possible to rescue it. Possibly, maybe not. But look, you've got a good negative aperture. It just looks really cool. Yeah. You could even put that back in there and lift both sides out. Let me show you. Can you tell I'm just playing here? And I hope you're okay with that, because
we love to watch you play.
That's it. You have ideas as you go, and that's how you discover new stuff. Now, what that's done is lifted a bit of the paint off the surface. So if I was doing it again, I would be a little bit more careful if I wanted to do that. But literally, all I would do is make a fold here at each side of the body like this, and then you can pop that back in there, pop that on. Another background, let's say, even if you wanted, we haven't even come to this one yet, the rusty background. So if you wanted to make it really industrial looking, you could even pop that there like that and do something that looks quite masculine, but quite cool, don't you think? Or, back to where we were going to go, is put that one there and have this one.
Oh, yes.
Like there.
It is a bit sort of gothic-y, steampunky.
It does look
steampunk.
Yeah, I really like that. So what I would do with that is I would get a bit of the black card and trim that down, mat that on the black card, and then stick that, and then, but what you could also do is you could even distress this gold a little bit, but I do think it looks nice like that. Shall we put that on a bit of a black mat? That you see what it looks like? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, bear with, get the trimmer. Normally when I'm making backgrounds, I always make them a little bit larger than I want them to end up, because usually if there's going to be a little bit of a messy spot part of it, it's around the outsides, yeah? Yeah. So if you make it so that you can trim those down a bit, you're going to get a neater finish. What I've been doing as well, because I don't measure, I've usually been, if I want a square, measure it on my cutter. So I can see that. I just eyeball it just to the same place, and if I turn it around, rotate it, 90 degrees, I know I'm going to get a perfect square then.
Yeah.
Ha! That's for somebody who's allergic to numbers, you see. Survival. Ha! I'm proud of myself there, can you tell? Ha! So we're going to stick that on there, because I don't want to go full on gold. I want to make it so that the gold is the butterfly. Everything else is kind of muted and a bit, like I say, grungy, and your eye's going to go to the butterfly there. If the background, if I use, say, mirror card or whatever, that would shine brighter than me butterfly. And I want that guy to be the star of the show, so not the background. So we'll pop that on there like that. And absolutely look back to how this is so... Ben, was this easy or not? It was easy, wasn't it? So you look at these backgrounds.
Yes, and for people who haven't seen it, I urge you to go back, because you probably look at that and go, yeah, whatever, Sheena, whatever. Yeah,
but it honestly was so easy
very easy to follow and do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll pop that on there. And I'm just using a little bit of that because just for time, so we can carry on. And then I would put some wording on the bottom. It could be one of these, maybe that I would probably make it a little bit less shiny. And then you've got your first card done there, which is, I think, a great twist on the pretty clean butterfly look that you would usually go for, don't you think?
And that's why, again, I love the fact that this show's almost been like a continuation of what we did earlier, and the fact that, and it's like what we did with the floral creations yesterday, doing all of like the prep work to create all of the florals to then have to hand when you're doing like all of your making the projects. And this for me has been a bit similar to that, in the fact that Sheena's then created all those backgrounds earlier on, which you can do, store away, and then you've got them there for when you want to do your creations and use them at a later date. Just worked beautifully with that butterfly, didn't it? If you want to get the butterfly collection, by the way, here you go. There it is. £40, $48. It is your bold butterflies with an over 20% saving. Oh yeah. Then you're going to get your discount on top in Club Inspire. By the way, if you're not yet a Club Inspire member, join the club, because, well, you're a fool if you don't, because it's free. You don't have to pay like a yearly subscription or anything like that. It's free to join. You give us your email address, your name, password, you're in. You'll get this price for your first purchase. You'll get 20% off your first order. We'll give you 250 points to get you started. So then after that first purchase, you're a bronze member, saving saving 5% on every order. And then for every pound or dollar you spend, you then move up. Next 250 points will get you into silver, silver to gold, gold to platinum. Yes. And once you're in the platinum category, that's when you'll be getting this price each and every time you shop. Sign up today and receive 20% off your first order. So there we go. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, bold butterflies. These are the 4 designs that you're going to get. 23 stamps and 12 dies. This one, swallowtail, okay? And you get the big kind of, well, bold butterfly stamp, and then you get the 2 little mini butterflies to go with it, but you do get the dies for all of those. And then I think within all of them apart from 2, you get 3, all of them apart from 1, you get 3 sentiments. So this one is birthday wishes, best friend, and happy birthday. This is the one that Sheena just used, the Admiral butterfly. And again, you get your big butterfly, the 2 little baby butterflies, and then 3 sentiments, which are on your special day, sending lots of love and enjoy the little things. Next up is Monarch. The Monarch comes with just because, just for you, and hello. And last but by no means least, this is the one where you only get the 2 sentiments. This is your peacock. So you get your big peacock, bold butterfly, you get your 2 smaller ones, and then you get your 2 sentiments there as well. Thank you, and make a wish. £40, $48. Grab them whilst you can with that big saving. All of the deals you'll find on Shop the Day, you'll see all of the deals. There are some fantastic ones and some really great savings to be had across a whole host of Sheena collections, including those snowflakes as well, with, I think, a half-price deal on those, but you can find it all on the website. Now, something we launched yesterday is the floral creations. Sorry, I just want to, because I can see what's coming up. No, I just want to see if I can morph myself into the pose. Oh, it's upside down. Hang hang on. I mean, this has no relevance at all, but I'm just going to see if I can morph myself into exactly what I'm doing in the shot coming up. So the Floral Creations, the Floral Creations 3-piece collection comes with your linen card. Okay, so you're going to get your 60 sheets of linen card, perfectly sized for you to be able to cut out all of your florals. You're getting 32 dies. You're going to get your stamps, dividers and more, £40 or $48, but I will tell you all about that in this short piece that we recorded yesterday with Debbie. It's that way. And here it comes. The Floral Creations collection has been so super popular, you can still get your hands on it as well. You're going to get 32 fantastic for you to be able to create your own floral bouquets with. Alongside that, you're going to get your 11 sentiment stamps, plus all of your linen card as well, in perfect size, ready to be crafting those florals. You've got your summer collection, also your springtime collection, and also within the box, you're going to get your A5 instruction sheet, plus your storage box as well to keep all of your die-cut florals in. Platinum price is £40 or $48, and I know Debbie has got some fantastic cards to show you over the other side of the studio. It's such a great this, Debbie.
It's an absolutely beautiful collection, but one of such good use. And for a crafting point of view, you're going to get so much usability out of this fabulous creation. Whether you take a flower and create a big masterpiece like this one, it is absolutely stunning. And again, you could take any elements of those to add all of your beautiful floral creations onto things like make your own wreaths. You could be elongating these onto any kind and style of card. But what about taking them into the center of your cards as well? And this is the kind of thing that you are going to be able to do and create using these beautiful floral dies and stamps. Absolutely exquisite and so useful, because it doesn't necessarily have to be just card making. Take it into your box making. Keep your flowers flat or keep them nice and raised, give them that shape. What about adding that extra little bit of detail to a beautiful envelope and creating a lovely little belly band and then sealing it all with those gorgeous flowers arranged in such a way. And it's not just about card making either, because you're going to be able to use these in your scrapbooking pages, your home decor pieces, card making, of course, box making, and so much more, because it literally is the most amazing, versatile collection and a very usable collection of flowers. Who doesn't love a flower? Because I know I do, and I know you are going to love them too.
Absolutely. Just £40 platinum, $48 if you're shopping in the US. And it's brilliant, isn't it? The fact that you're going to get all of these dies included, 32 of them. Just allowing you to create the most beautiful florals. And of course, you've got your summertime and springtime linen cardstock, 3x6 cardstock, which will allow you to create all of these fantastic colors. But then think about all of your papers, all of your cardstock that you've got currently in your craft room, which you can then bring into this collection. It is truly going to be one of those collections I think that you'll use year round for all sorts of people, for all sorts of occasions, right throughout all of the seasons as well. If you want to pick up yours, the Floral Creations collection, it is £40 if you're a platinum member and you're shopping here in the UK. If you're in the US and you're platinum, it's $48. That is your Floral Creations collect. That was so weird, wasn't it? That was like, whew. Anyway, I had fun with that. That is your Floral Creations collection, still proving very busy today. There is, oh no, there isn't, Ben, shut up, you know there isn't. There is no showstopper, that's sold out. Stop saying that. It is just this, £40, $48, I'm moving on. Few comments, thank you Digital Ben for all of your work there. Right. Evening, says Tracy Harris to Sheena, Ben and crew. Hello, Tracy. Hi all. Happy Valentine's, everyone. Happy Valentine's to you. Cherry Miller says, so beautiful. Sheena is always a stream of inspiration. She is. And Cindy says, love seeing these ideas from blank cards to fab backgrounds to finished card. Brilliant, Sheena. And Michael Adams says, roll on, Moseby's makes episode 3 coming to a YouTube channel near you soon. Right, we're going to get on with another make with the bold butterflies.
Yes.
But we've got the details coming up for you here. There you go. We'll show you those again in just a few moments' time. But let's get into it. What are we going to do next, Sheena?
Right, well, Ben, I had an idea, again, because we made some cool backgrounds, and we're going to go kind of back to front with this one. I'm going to cut the background out because I thought, let's see how it would look if we can do that. And then we'll go back and show you how that background was created. It was the one that was made earlier, an earlier show when we were doing the background.
Oh, yeah.
But you loved it that much that we're going to do it again. So, but in the meantime, this is what the background looks like that fiery, woo, loveliness.
Yes.
But I'm thinking, wouldn't it be cool if this would cut out? And you could have that, you know, kind of flying with all that crystally kind of colour. So again, very similar, you know, same set, but different looks and a different vibe again with it by mixing up the background and the techniques. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I just stamped and embossed this. Now, I did do it quite quickly, so there's a couple of bits that aren't completely solid on there. If you had a bit more time, take your time, but whenever you're stamping on acetate, just be aware that it can slide. So
yeah.
I use the repositionable, again, the magnetic one, and so I could go over it again, but I didn't actually do that this time, but I would to get a better impression.
Yeah.
Also, be careful when your stamps are new. The photopolymer stamps are super strong, they're super clingy, and they will lift the acetate up when you, you know, when you stamp with them. Mm-hmm. So just be aware of that as well. Now, back in the day, what I used to do when I was cutting acetate is acetate's really kind of, it's dense. And sometimes, you know, before the Gemini, if you're with a hand machine, it would just kind of put an impression in it and not go through it sometimes fully. So the trick was to put a piece of paper with that copy paper in with it, and it would help it cut, Ben. So it would like cut through the paper. It wasn't like you were making it thicker, it was making it like a different substance to cut through. Very strange, but it did work. So those of you who remember, that's what we used to do back in the day. Then that might ring a few bells. So now let's see what we've got here. There might be a couple of bits that haven't quite. So what with these dies, where you put them together, you might end up with a tiny little bit that you have to just nick apart if you haven't quite met the two sides together.
Yeah.
But I think we're pretty good there, Ben.
We're good to go, aren't we?
And then what we've got is a really blingy butterfly.
Yeah.
Now, completely different.
The lesser spotted blingy butterfly.
Blingy butterfly, that's the one. Yeah, you sounded like Attenborough.
Oh, yeah. Here we have the blingy butterfly.
That's pretty good, actually, Ben, yeah. So now that one, we could put on a different background. It would look really nice on a white card. If you imagine like a clean card for that one. I think minimalist would look pretty good. If you put it on a colour, what happens is it tends to pick up the colour of, can you see it's gone darker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
White space is good sometimes, isn't it? Like white is good.
White is good, yeah, absolutely. White is what you want. You know, sometimes it's all great. There was this one we did earlier, but it's very similar to this, but then sometimes, you know, tone on tone looks pretty good too. So that looks, you can see how you've got, just basically, just keep playing and see what looks good.
Oh, that is nice.
And mix and match and see if you like that option. But again, you could put that back on the white and make that guy. And another thing you could do is cut this out of white and have the white wings underneath those wings, which would make this colour more opaque and stronger on another background. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that does cut out. I wanted to show you that those did cut out well on there as well. So we'll pop these away, have a bit of a tidy, and then shall we make that cotton crystal background again?
Thought you were never going to ask. Thought you were never going to ask.
Never going to ask, right.
Thank you for the messages coming through. Lillian says, Ben, you have to do it a bit more shaky to be like David Attenborough. Okay, well, I'll try that the next time. I've never done a David Attenborough before, but who knew, eh? We were looking up today, actually. We'll add that for a request to the Essentials Corner. So we're doing songs, impressions, and answering your questions now. Anything else you want, let us know. Yeah, we looked up today. I don't know why we were talking about him, but he's 97.
Yes.
97 years young. But why did we start talking about David Attenborough? I can't remember why. But Jake didn't realise how old he was, and I said he's nearly 100. And yeah, he's 97, and he's still going strong. Keep the comments and questions coming through. As I say, we are going to be doing Essentials Corner around about 7:30, so in about 50 minutes' time. anything you want to know, anything you want to ask, anything you've always wanted to ask Sheena. If there's a particular project that you're stuck on currently, maybe you're looking for some inspiration from one of the Sheena collections that you've currently got, you can ask about that. But, you know, anything, you know, colouring, mixed media-y, whether it's your watercolouring, whether it's whatever it might be, Sheena has got your back. And if we don't know the answer, we can certainly find out for you. But as we've said, anything else you want to ask, I still remember very, very well the week where we found out that Sheena was a headphone expert, and we had 3 questions about headphones. So if you've got any headphone quandaries, again, send those in. The more, the merrier for that final half hour of the show. All right, we are back over to Sheena now. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Sheena, fire away.
Oh, so, right. So these backgrounds, this is called Caught in Crystal.
Yeah.
And I didn't invent it. I didn't come up with it. It was something I saw in a magazine many, many moons ago, way before I started to do TV. And I've kind of adapted it and tweaked it and done little bits and pieces different. But I just think it's a fabulous technique.
Yeah,
it's just so cool. And I've made it even easier than it used to be. So that's the kind of background you can do. This is the one we did earlier, Ben. You know when you said, is it going to dry in time? Well, I dried it in time. Look at how cool that is.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's good.
That's like something you'd see in an art gallery.
It is something that you see in an art gallery. And it looks, because of the colour choice, and I used the Bella Luna pens, I'm going to, not Bella Luna, the Mother Earth pens I'm going to use in a minute. And I'm hoping I can remember which pen I used. I only used one of the tri-colour pens. But that, with the little stamps from the spring collection, this little one here.
Oh, the Spring Fairy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So all I did was I stamped that first, this little repeated, again in black, so it doesn't matter if it overlaps. Dry it, then turn it over, and then work on the back of that. And that's what we're going to do now and show you. So that one, and then this was another one I did earlier with that same collection. And what I did with this one was just a different colour combination with the pens. I used the wording from that same collection, and I used a different stamp. I used that one this time, and a sparkle over black embossing powder to give it a different look. And I just think it's magical, isn't it?
It's absolutely incredible, Sheena. And as much as you are a wonderful talent, I would honestly urge everyone to go back and watch that show, because these are incredible backgrounds. And as I say, if you're looking at this and you're going, well, I mean, Sheena's obviously an expert in her field. There's no way I could do that. It's super achievable because Sheena stepped you through it all in that masterclass. Honestly, I think one of the best shows that we've done so far this year. So get it on YouTube, go back and watch it on Facebook. Best thing to do, probably subscribe to the channel on YouTube and then get it in your folder if you save your playlist, or if you have, I know lots of you have saved folders for the different experts, but incredible and seriously achievable no matter if you've only just started. So do make sure you have a look. Thank you, Zoe. He's just got in touch to say Brian has just gone off to do the washing up. He said he's calling his sponge Ben.
I like it.
Right. Back over to Sheena.
Right, so Ben, so what you need for this is really a bit strange, this technique.
I love it though.
You're going to need some tissues. Now, you know the man-sized tissues, you get the bigger ones.
Yeah.
They're better because it gives you a bigger surface to play with.
Yeah.
But this is just regular. And the 3-ply ones, you get 3 cards out of a 3-ply. Woohoo! I've done this with kitchen paper as well, but the thinner tissue works better because you don't need as much of the solution to have it kind of bond to the acetate. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm just separating this. So yeah, that single ply is all you need. And then we're going to scrunch them up and then put them to one side, ready to play with in a minute. So that's, you do need to scrunch them up because you don't want them nice and flat, because then you don't get any interest in it. So, but try not to tear them as well because they are quite delicate. So we'll pop them there like this. And then they're ready to play then. The next thing you need is you do need acetate, and I've got acetate on top of this piece of card. Photocopy paper is brilliant because it might get inky, it might get messy if it spills around the edge, and it's great for transporting your thing until it dries so that everything's all smushy. You'll see in a minute that makes it easier. If you're not going to heat the acetate, you can use regular acetate, but I like to use heat resistant because I might want to stamp or do something on it. Even afterwards, you can do that. The other thing you're going to need is, now I've done this for years with a floor shine. Yeah. There used to be one that was, the one that to use was Johnson's Clear, it used to be, but I think it's Pledge Floor Shine or something like that, but it was with a key, Clear. If you look online, anything that says like floor shine is like a liquid acrylic. It's really liquid. And the reason that you would use something like that is that it's so inexpensive, like this massive thing, 1 litre of it was about 10, 12 quid or something like that.
Yeah.
So you've got loads of cards. So it's a cheap way to use it. Plus, if you've already got it in the cupboard, winner, even better. So there you go. The other thing you can do is if you haven't got that and you want to have a play, is if you've got your glossy highlights.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so I'm going to show you how to do it with glossy highlights this time. So before we start, I need to prepare my glossy highlights because, well, let me show you what this stuff looks like. This is basically, it's a clear acrylic, so it's as if you'd watered down glossy highlights.
What did you say the US one was called again?
It's called Mop and Glow.
Mop and
Glow. Yeah, that's what you're going to look like. For the UK, if you want to go with the floor polish stuff, just go to like somewhere like Amazon and put in Johnson or Clear floor polish. This one will come up. And also there's a one from Lakeland and whatever, and it's the similar stuff. It's just different makes.
Okay.
But that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like a very thin, milky kind of substance, but it dries clear. That's the thing. Now, what we need to do is we need to make this, the glossy highlights look like that. And let me show you, it doesn't look like that if you want to use this. And this is affordable to do as well because, you know, it's not a stupid price. But if you want to be really frugal, I would save me glossy highlights and go with the floor polish because glossy highlights, can you see how it's much, much thicker? You couldn't do this technique with that as it is. That's for like creating domes on cards and it's staying where you put it. So what I'm having to do is put quite a bit of water in that and mix it up so that it's going to end up like, because it's water soluble. When it dries, it's solid and it's waterproof. But when it's wet, it's water soluble. Okay. Like that. So now I've got a solution that I could, see it's very much more similar there now to that one. Yeah. So, but don't be careful, don't go more than like 50-50 because basically what has to happen is this has to stick that tissue paper with lots of colour in it to acetate. All right, so if you water it down too much, it'll lose its cling factor. Like glue, you know, if you water glue down too much, it stops being glue, doesn't it? So we'll pop that back on there and we put that out the way. And then, like Lakeland in the UK does a one as well. It's a little bit less money, a little bit smaller container, but let's work with that. Right, so next thing is picking colours out. Now, I'm going to use the Mother Earth pens again. Yeah. Because they've been put together. I put these together and I put them in sets of 3 colours in a pen that work well together. Yeah, we're not going to use the black because that's just going to be a little bit sad. Yeah, it's just going to look a bit like smoke damage, glossy stuff. We don't want to go there. But the one that has the like the primary colours, the one that I call the process colours, the teal and the magenta and the sunflower, that's a great one to go with. That's the one I used for this one, I think, that one there. But this one, I think I used that one there. This pen here, which is the Orchid Crimson and Gold.
Just a question whilst you've got the finished one there, because Diana's just asking, is the tissue paper still attached to the back? Or does that all come off?
No, it stays on.
Oh, okay.
It all stays on. If you look at this here, when it's dried, that's how it dries.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah, it actually looks cool that side as well, to be honest.
So that's like, all of it there? You've not like trimmed any of it off at all?
I've cut around it.
Right.
When it was, because you'll see when it's done, it's all got bits like jagged around it, but then you wait till it dries properly. Right, okay, it'll all become clear.
All will become clear,
and then we'll show you. But that is, so what you're going to do now, we've got everything, the thing is, have everything ready, guys. Have everything you need at hand. And the one thing I can't see, you know that brush I just used? There it is, put it over there. So brush ready, this ready, that ready. Now you're going to start with your lighter colour. Okay. So I'm going to scribble on here, and this is where you don't want to waste too much time because you don't want to be left with scribble marks on acetate. You want these to disappear. So you need to get going with your acrylic solution. Yeah. Before it starts to dry. And let's do a bit of purpley up here, that top bit, and maybe a little bit at the bottom as well. Let's do that down there. So that there now has got more than enough colour on it. I'm going to drop a bit of this on, like this. A little bit more maybe. So that solution, can you see how we've used virtually everything we've mixed there, because to get this to work correctly and have that look, it has to be a puddle really. It's like a colourful spillage, like
colourful
a puddle.
spillage. And you're kind of pouncing here rather than
I am,
mixing,
not
aren't
brushing. I'm just getting that ink moving. And I don't want to over move it because it'll end up with one overall colour. Now, the next thing you can do, you can add a bit of bling in that. If you've got a bit of glitter, we'll pop a little bit of this glitter from this, from the spring collection again, and we'll pop a little bit in that. That makes Nicola very happy.
Does.
I like the bit of the bling. But be careful when you do this. Put it in bits where it's quite wet, because if it's quite dry, it'll soak up all the moisture and it won't, you know, stick to the paper.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have to put a little bit more on, but actually we haven't got any more to put on there, so I'm going to have to leave it at that. Take your paper then, your tissue, and you want it crumpled up a bit. You don't want it completely flat. And then you take your brush, don't have it wet, dry your brush because you don't want to dilute that solution, and then just flatten these little bits down. Now this is where, as well, if you mix up a little bit more than I did, if you're using the glossy accents, where there's any white bits, I like to just put a little bit on the back, you know, pick it up on my brush, and then just put a little bit down. Can you see how the white disappeared there? Because I'm just making sure what's happened there, there's air in it, and I want that to really bond to the acetate.
And I'm guessing this is the lightest of light touches you're doing.
It is, absolutely. Not brushing, just patting it down.
Yeah.
If your brush has got solution on it, it doesn't stick to the brush either, so make sure it's not a dry brush. And then that there is where you've got to be patient. And that's how quick and easy it is, which is, like I said earlier, why I had about 50 drying around the dining room the first night I ever did it. The other thing to mention is, you see how I've tried to keep it kind of rectangular or square to fit in the proportions of that the tissue. If it's like a circle, you're going to lose a lot of it by the time you trim it down to put it on a card. Of course, if you've got the, you know, those mixed media dies, the circle dies and things, you can cut them out now. But if you want a sneaky peek, if you turn it over like that, you get a little bit of an insight into what you're going to get. But that's what you've got. Let me do it there.
It's incredible, and I know there's a lot of people who will be the same as me, never seen anything like this before. It's incredible.
It looks like molten lava. Or
it does, this one.
Use. And then what you do, Ben, is you put that to one side, which is why copy paper is great. You don't want to use a good card, cheap and cheerful paper. Pick it up, put it to one side, try to be patient and let it dry, like overnight, the best thing. And then when it's dry, you're going to take it, and I usually trim it that way in a trimmer, but make sure it's dry. I actually force dried these a little bit. I left it to dry for about an hour, and then I dried it with a heat gun carefully for, you know, well, a few minutes really, and just keep checking it. But that's what you're going to end up with. It bonds to the acetate, and then you've got this gorgeous, ethereal, otherworldly. I mean, if you hadn't seen this technique, you would no way guess how that was created.
No, and you wouldn't even attempt to do it, would you?
You wouldn't. You would think, well, how on earth? Because you know, where's all that movement and light and the other thing is, you can put it on different coloured backgrounds as well. I forgot to mention this. So if you've got like a mirror card, it does look different if you put it on a. Can you see how the gold's shining through and it's warmed it up even more?
My gosh, yeah.
So if you trim that there instead of having the white card around it, it makes it just reflects a little bit more light in that. So a warm, like a gold for a warm colour, or the silver. Now this is quite dark silver, so I don't know what this is going to look like on that one, but we can have a look. But yeah, just have a play and see how. What brings out the colour in them best, you know, if it's white or mirror. But dark colours, not so much, because you lose that vibrancy.
Just a question come in, and then a couple of comments as well, because I mean, people are picking their jaws up off the floor. I'm not even joking you here. Maria just saying, yay, I love the caught in crystal technique, and Sherry saying, I love this caught in crystal. Even got my floor polish for it. My favourite comment from Deborah Durant.
Yes.
I had to explain to my hubby why there was floor polish in the cupboard. We don't have any flooring that you would use polish on. Now he knows not to ask stupid questions.
Oh, Terry, it's all clear now, isn't it?
That's it. A couple of questions. One from Anne, who says, wait, is it just the floor stuff, or did Sheena mix glossy highlights into it as well? I'm a bit confused.
Right, so yeah, let's go back. Let's backtrack.
Okay.
What I've done in the past is I've gone for the floor polish, right? So floor polish, it used to be Johnson's Clear, but if you look at Floor Shine, if you put Floor Shine, this one just happens to be protective coating gloss finish. they're very much of a muchness. If they look like that milky liquid stuff, it's pretty much what you're looking for. There's different ones. In the US, if you look at, was that Mop and Glow, didn't it?
Mop and Glow, yeah.
That was the one. I had a look last night for what the replacement for the Johnson's Clear, if you couldn't get that, was Mop and Glow. And the benefit of using something like that is you get loads of it, and it's quite cheap because it's meant to go over a whole floor. So, you know, you're not using it in tiny little bits on a card. So you've got value for money, you've got lots of it. But the alternative is if you have your glossy highlights, you can still use this if you dilute it, probably 50-50 glossy highlights with water. That's what I did in here. All I did was squeeze some glossy highlights in there, pop some water in there, sorry, you got hiccups, and then use that. We can do another one if you want to do another one, or we can do a different one.
Well, I'm quite happy to do whatever. We can. Do you want to do it now? We've got time now, or if we do, yeah, okay, we'll do it. Let's get over there. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do another one. I have all the heat-resistant acetates disappearing out the studio, I have to say.
So, what did you say, sorry?
All the heat-resistant acetate. People will be wondering, where's all the heat-resistant acetate gone? I've got it all. I've done that many today. But you know what? It is so addictive because it's just so much fun. So there's my ones I've just done from before. Like I say, I have used kitchen paper before as well. Sometimes it's got a pattern in it as well, though, the kitchen paper. So be aware of that. We'll do a different colour scheme this time, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do, I mean, there's lots you can do. I wonder what that one's going to look like. Have we done that one? Orange, scarlet and purple. Ooh,
do it.
Fiery. I'm going to do it, Ben.
Yes, come on.
So before we do anything, we've got that. We've got the acetate. We've got the pen we're going to use. We're going to mix some glossy accents, portion up some solution. And I'm going to mix a little bit more than I did last time. So if you're wondering about how frugal it's going to be to do one card, I would say that's about what you're going to use there. Okay. Okay, so there's still loads in that, and we've done about 3 cards with that today so far. So, and that I'm sure will be on the web, won't it, the glossy highlights? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Usually on a bit of a deal as well, if you're lucky.
Is it? Great.
Yeah, it's one of those things we tend to
I can't even remember what the price is on the glossy highlights, guys. So
we tend to bog off it from now and again. Currently on the website, in the UK, it is $5.99. In the US, it is $6.99.
Right, so it's a way to do it, but can you see how much more frugal it would be just using floor polish? I mean, not that I'm saying don't buy from us and use the glossy highlights. What I'm saying is use it cleverly. Use your glossy highlights for the job it's supposed to be doing, but you can do it with this if you want to have a play. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So we've got that there, we've got that. Let's pop a little bit of the shimmer. The Gold Dust Shimmer Spray in this time. Yes, let's do that. Okay. Oh, what colours have we got in here? We've got like fiery orangey colours. I wonder if there's another one we could use. Maybe, golden heather. Or let's use seashell pink or sunset. Oh, I'm changing it up. Let's use a different one this time. So what I'm going to do is I think we'll use some golden heather.
Oh, it has come to that point in the show. I've just seen the time. How are we nearly an hour into the show? It's absolutely flown over. More to come very shortly indeed. As I've said, if you want more inspiration like this, you need to go back and watch Masterclass from a little bit earlier on. Best one of the year so far, I think. I think, well, I know I keep saying that about a lot of things, but hasn't it been a brilliant start to the year as far as launches is concerned, and also information, inspiration and everything you expect from us here at Crafters TV. So we shall continue in just a few moments' time. Get the questions in. I can see a few questions coming in relating to the demos which Sheena's doing. However, I kind of feel a lot of you are going to be with us in about half an hour's time when we're going to be over at Essentials Corner, and I'm seeing a few kind of similar questions coming through. So we will ask those questions in Essentials Corner from 6:30. So you've got about half an hour or so to get your questions in. I think so far we've got 5 or 6. If you would like to add yours to that pile, anything to do with anything you've seen on the show, anything with a crafty project perhaps you're struggling on, or you want, inspiration on, you can send questions in for that, or anything you just want to ask Sheena, fire them in, and we'll do them in Essentials Corner in half an hour. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Beautiful Beginnings. That's not the music at all, is it? That's not the music at all, is it? What's the music? It's plinky plonky, plinky plonky. That was it. It's just literally ended as we played it. Sorry. Anyway, welcome to Beautiful Beginnings, the show where we kind of take things back, not back to basics, but I feel like we take more time to explain things during the show. And certainly with Sheena over the course of this show, we've shown you what is, in my eyes, if you looked at these backgrounds, like advanced background techniques, and if you were looking at them thinking like, oh, there's no way I can do this, what we've done is we've gone, yeah, it looks advanced, looks amazing, but then Sheena's like broken it down into manageable chunks and gone, this is how you do it. This is how we do it beautiful beginning style, and give you this really amazing advanced look. So that's what we're doing. We've got about another half an hour or so, as I say, with Sheena demonstrating, and then we're going to get on over to the questions with Sheena as well. Margaret's just joined us saying, good to see you all. I feel a messy day tomorrow coming on Sheena. There's loads of people going to be copying these demos, right? Tomorrow or later on today if you're in the US, absolutely. And Lucine Smith says, hi from Kissimmee. Wouldn't those be great panels for lanterns? Absolutely, they would. Wanda's just joined us saying, just tuned in. Wow, I'm going to get my messy crafting mojo on. I love me some Sheena. We were sort of mid-demo when we left Sheena a few minutes ago, so let's get back on over to you.
It's like a cliffhanger, wasn't it?
You're wowing everyone, wow. Sheena, I tell you what.
So what we've got the acetate, we've got it on a piece of preferably copy paper. We've mixed the solution of the glossy highlight, so it's thinner. We've picked a colour out, and we've got two of the shimmer sprays ready, so we're good to go. So we're going to take this and we're going to start again, always start with a lighter colour in your trio of your markers, and these are the Mother Earth markers that I put together. I pick these colours to work nicely together. So we're going to pop that like that, and then we'll pop a little bit of this purple, and this is obviously the stronger colour, so be careful, so maybe less of that one and more of the others. So right now we're going to take the solution that we've just mixed, and we really do need to pour that on there. Yeah. We're going to take a flat brush, and what we're doing is we're making those colours swoosh and swirl into each other. Yeah. So that's it. Don't paint them. Just get the ink moving in the solution. That's
and you're good to go, particularly with these pens, aren't you? Because you've got the right colours which will work nicely with each other.
You know what, Ben? It's so much easier that I tried it out. Those of you who've seen me do this before, you'll have seen I put the solution down, then I would drop colour in the solution, and sometimes it would move, sometimes it wouldn't. With the pen option, I've put the colour kind of where I want it, so I can be much more contrived with where I want it to stay, and it just makes it less kind of frantic. You don't have to work as quickly with it. Yeah. And it just works a treat. So now, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I've got to put the thing in it. Hang on. I'm going to lift that up carefully and just pop a little bit of this colour in here and there. What am I like, Ben? What am I like?
What are you?
I had it ready to do, and then I completely forgot. Not like me.
Getting too excited, you see.
I was getting too excited, absolutely. So this is where, before you put that tissue on, you would add a little bit of glitter, you would add a little bit of bling to it, and then you'd put that down, and then you'd flatten it like that. Yeah. And so you'd see a little bit of that, little bit. You don't want it over sparkly, you just want a bit of shimmery, magical kind of reflection coming through those facets and folds and crystal.
Would gilding flakes work instead of glitter? Asks Paul Prince ×4.
Yeah, I mean, I've not tried it with gilding flakes. The only thing is, what you need is that tissue to bond to the background.
So it might interfere with that.
So that would create like a pocket, wouldn't it? Yeah. So maybe if they were small enough, you know, the little bits, the dust stuff that...
Oh, yeah, like the bits you get left over.
Bits. Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes, that stuff. So all I've done there is use the rest of that solution I've mixed just to flatten any white bits down, because then I know everything's bonded properly. And then you've got to leave that to dry. I always want to have a little sneaky peek and see what it's looking like beforehand, though. But look at the shine and the sparkle through that.
We're not going to see the finished result of that now, though, are we?
You are, sorry? You're not going to see it? No. I'll have to leave it tomorrow. Ben will dry them and make the card for you, first thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Leave them with me, and then I'll do them on one of my YouTubes and claim them for my own.
They're yours, Ben. It's over to you.
Here's a background I made earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Sheena didn't make it.
So I've been showing Sheena how to do this background.
Sheena who?
She took a while to get it, you know, but finally, Pigeon would have picked it up quicker. But bless her, she's keen.
Didn't she try, eh? Didn't she try, Sheena? Oh, dear.
So then what we would do there is we'll pop that to one side. And like I say, the best thing is to put it to one side and try and leave it overnight really in a warm, like a dry room. And then you come back and you're going to trim everything together in your guillotine. Not a rotary, it needs that slice through with a guillotine because you don't want it to pull away the background from the foreground.
Yeah.
And then you've got that really cool backgrounds that you can then have a bit play with, like these ones, like that one. We can put something on. We could do a stencil on it.
Why
or
not?
something. Should we try putting a stencil on it?
Well, why not? Let's have a go. Well, just whilst we're looking at these as well, and I know a lot of people not getting confused, but there's questions about the floor polish cleaner that you're using. So Nikon is asking, Sheena, for this technique, could we use glycerin? I was just wondering.
No. Glycerin is the kind of the complete opposite. It's going to make things not stick. So yeah, not glycerin in that one.
Yeah.
Glycerin is amazing, but not in
for
that
this
context.
Good question though.
Yeah, good question.
And keep asking them. If you're unsure, then that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what I'm going to do is I've got this background and I'm thinking we can do a little bit of stenciling on top of that, and we've got options. Okay, so the first thing is going to anchor this down onto there.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a bit of stick and spray on there, and I'm going to pop that about here. Lovely floral fest on there. So that's bonded to that nicely. So that shouldn't go anywhere. Should behave nicely. And the next thing is we're gonna stencil through this. So I think I'm going to use an applicator with a clean sponge on it. So, right, here's the thing. I can't decide. It might be a group interaction thing.
Okay.
There's a few things we can do. We've got all of these gorgeous Harmony ink pads, right, that we could go with. Now, when you're applying these with a dauber like this, like a blending tool, you're never going to get the intensity of colour than if it was stamped directly, but you'll get a hint of colour. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could use that. The other thing you can use is back to the glycerin. You can actually, did you know you can stencil with glycerin? We might do that on craft card next. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's try this with the with some embossing powder and see how that looks, shall we?
Why not?
Yeah, all right then. So now that's the next thing. Oh, group interaction. What colour embossing powder are we going to use, guys?
What
Here's the
colours
thing.
have you got?
I'm thinking the sparkle, so that it's like kind of a glass on pattern.
Oh,
on
nice.
pattern.
Yeah.
Do you like that idea?
Nicola likes it. If Nicola's sold,
if Nicola likes
we're good.
it, that's what we're going with. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
everyone's happy.
So we need that ready. What I should have done, oh, you know what I should have done? Oh, I'm just thinking.
What?
Might not work.
What?
Abort. Because here's the thing, right, I've put stick and spray on this. Right,
so
now that's going to attract any embossing powder.
Yeah.
So the next option would be something that wouldn't come off there.
Could we not do it onto another background?
We could do another background. I'm having a think, Ben, as well.
Oh, okay. Whilst you're having a think, Ben's pens. Well, not actually my pens. We've got 25 of these left, I've just been told. The dual tip brush markers. These are brilliant. And again, if you, yes, Nicola, great mind think alike. Because if you want to try what Sheena's been doing, you don't already have the aqua markers. These are water-based pens. And my goodness me, you get a whole lot of bang for your buck. Water-based ink within these pens. Dual tip markers, 100 colours. So if you want to recreate this technique, if you love, doing all of your watercolour techniques, if you just want to use these for journaling, or indeed if you just want a really, really brilliantly priced set of pens for just your general colouring, if you decide, I'm not even going to use these for their sort of water colouring techniques, what a steal this is. They're dual tipped, as we said, and they are fantastic quality, fantastic value for money. The thing you're going to find, with our aqua markers and pens of that sort of calibre, you're paying more because you're paying more for the quality of the nibs. That's the point there. You're getting those professional brush nibs. These, however, are still a really, really fantastic level of watercolour markers. And look at all of the different colours that you're going to get here. And this is the thing, right? You think about how many different inky backgrounds you could create, say, with just a set like that, but you're getting 100 of these. How many possible colours are you going to be creating with a set like this? I have never seen Sheena look so flabbergasted 100 dual-tipped watercolour markers for £27.99 or £33.59. Make sure we frisk Sheena on the way out because I have a funny feeling she's got her eye on these. What a price.
Why have I not seen these? Why are these not in my life?
Do you want to...
Play with them.
Do you want me to...
Yeah.
Come on over. There's only 25 of them left.
Well, let's park that. I've decided not to go with the embossing on the acetate just because I put the stick and spray on and it wouldn't go.
I'm not sure there's a lot of choice for you there, unfortunately. There's not many to choose from.
Oh, you know what? We're going to lose the day with me trying to decide which ones to use.
Yeah, can you imagine now? Yeah, 50 minutes later.
Whoa. Let me have a look then, see what we've got. Let's pick out... Oh, look, purple. Well, look at these colours.
I know, it's incredible, right?
These are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stunning. Right, so the first thing I want to try is I want to know what the tips are like. So, stop it.
You like?
What?
You like? Great for lettering, as I said, aren't they? Look at that.
These are like my dream markers.
Are they?
Yes, because you've got
Someone order a set for Sheena.
Flexible, Maria, get onto the website. Maria.
Come on, Maria, 25 left, quick.
And honestly, these are, so you've got the fine line like this with this gorgeous flexible brush nib, but you've also got a thick line with that one. Look at the amount of water it's laying, ink it's laying down. And then, oh, look. Right, so then you've got that side, and then you've got the thicker brush line, so you're going to get... Oh, look at how responsive that is.
Yeah.
This is me trying this for the first time, and this is what I would put through its paces to know if I'm going to want them in my life. And the next thing, this is watercolour card. I want to know if that's going to blend out nicely. Yeah, that is blending lovely.
You like?
I really like, because that, I can have it so that I can't even see a brush stroke. That there, that's like, it's past.
Past the
Yes.
test. Well done, Violet Studio Pens.
Ah, it's lovely. I mean, we haven't done anything fancy colouring with them, guys. We could blend one colour into the next if you want to see what that looks like. Let's try that one then to this pink.
Have we gone a bit off-piste here? I think we have, but I'm enjoying it.
We've gone a bit off-piste. Well, I was a bit excited. It's my fault, I've got to say.
It's
so
fine.
let's go that pink to this purple and then get a bit of a blend going on with it.
I can't believe you've not seen these before.
I haven't. I haven't seen them before. If there's limited quantities, believe me, honestly, guys, anybody who loves water-based mediums, this is a wow.
These launched during birthday with
Really?
the desktop vacuum, the paper trimmer, and something else they launched with as well. I can't quite remember. But they launched in like a showstopper deal, didn't they, with all those other elements, and then people were buying these individually. But yeah, the last 24 now, I believe, we've got left of these.
Wow.
And I'm, you know what, I'm loving about this because I think a lot of people might go, oh, 100 markers, £27.99, are going to be kind of like a bit beginnery, you know, not for me kind of thing. The master is using them. The master is using them.
Oh, I use a lot of water-based, well, it's all water-based mostly that I do, and I've paid stupid money for ridiculously expensive watercolours and things. So I'm used to things performing like you can't get any better.
Yeah.
You know, there isn't any better because you can't pay any more to get any better kind of thing on a stupid scale. But when these, like that, with the amount of colours I've got, with that responsive, fine, flexible nib and then a slightly thicker nib, and I can blend that well with them. These are phenomenal.
Well,
honestly.
Maria's ordering. Can you just as well, just whilst we've got the overhead there, Sheena, Nona just wants to see the one pen
Yes.
with both ends off so we can just compare.
What,
and
the
contrast.
pen again? You want to see the pen? Yeah.
Yeah, just to see the two different
Absolutely.
nibs.
So this is the fine nib here. So this was the one, like a fine. Can you see how I'm just like, so I've got that. So if you like brush lettering, I'm rubbish at it, but if you like that, these are phenomenal for that because you've got that.
That's a decent brush nib, isn't it?
It is lovely.
Wow,
it's really, I mean, look at that. Look at that's pretty impressive. They're nice. They're very, very nice. I don't know what more you're going to want, and especially at that price.
Seeing
so
a stamp of approval. Shall I take them back?
don't walk, run.
Oh, yeah. Well, apparently another one's gone. You're getting a set ordered for you as well.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
I thank you. Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah. Pleasure.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I
Right.
was happy to do that tangent. That was a lovely tangent.
We got 15 minutes left before we head to the sofa, Sheena, so what do you want to show us?
Okay, well, let's do a bit of stenciling with glycerin, shall we? Because again, glycerin, cheap and cheerful. We've gone with inexpensive stuff all show, haven't we? Like floor polish, kitchen sponges. Let's go with glycerin. So I'm going to pounce through this stencil so this is where, you know, instead of using your ink, you know, your embossing ink, and embossing ink can sometimes be a little bit too thick and gloopy. It's hard to pick it up onto your, tool to emboss with. But with the glycerin being a little bit more liquid, you can get on there much quicker, get the job done. And that's basically what I'm looking at doing. So the good thing, I'm using craft card because we're going to emboss this with some embossing powder. And I like that contrast. We're going to go matte background, shiny detail here. And again, I didn't do the anti-static on the back, so it may not be the cleanest emboss you've ever seen, but look at how well that's stenciled through there.
Yeah.
And let's use a copper here. Let's use this copper, and we'll pop that on there now. And then we're going to, you know, that bit of brown card. I don't know where it keeps going. It just keeps disappearing.
There we go.
And then, yeah, that's not too bad actually. We've got not a bad kind of background. It hasn't gone everywhere like I feared it would.
Yeah.
If the other tip is for newbies, if you look at what you've got before you heat it, take a dry, clean brush, and you can tidy it up at this stage. So if I find a smaller, cleaner brush, I can use that to just take away any little bits because until it's melted, it's not permanent. Okay, so you can just go around and go, okay, tidy that bit up there, get rid of those, that there. I'm not going to worry about that because that could just be like little kind of pollen.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's pollen. And then we'll heat that now. So again, let the heat gun get up to temperature before you start embossing, because it's easier that way. You've got less chance of scorching your embossing powder. Then start at one corner and look across, and colours that don't have glitter in them are much easier to start with, because if they've already got a glitter, it's already shining quite nicely. You'll see the glitter. Without the glitter, you see like a dull, kind of granular, flat, brownish colour if it's gold or copper. But once you melt it, it becomes very different. It's the same with the silver, it just looks grey and horrible.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see when it's melted, so you're less likely to overheat it by just guiding the heat tool like that.
It's one of those things that never gets old. I mean, the amount of times I've seen this now, and you're probably the same at home, you never get bored of it, do you? It is magic. Really,
you know what,
fun.
you never tire of it. I never tire of things like heat embossing, because it's like, it is magic, isn't it? The way it just, and look at how that's transformed a bit of craft card. And the reason I'm using craft card, and I use that warm colour, is that it would just, think of the base card you're going to use. So the idea now, my intention, look at that. You see now, I think that looks a bit of class just like that.
It does look class.
Just that on craft card, because I love the contrast. And again, I would use a coppery kind of, a copper bit of wording or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, for minimalist, really classy, it could be, you know, a wedding invitation or anything like that. I think that looks cool. But shall we put a bit of colour on it, Ben?
Come on.
Because we can. Because the idea was we'll do a bit of resist with it. So let me get a couple of things that I've already used colour-wise on this. Let's go warm tones. So if you then go over with your colours, and you've already got that base colour on your craft card, so you've already got a good starting point in there.
Lots of love coming through. I think that heat embossing is magical, says Cindy. Our Susie saying it looks amazing. Maria's busy ordering. Pat says, I'm loving Sheena's techniques for the background papers. Terrific for scrapbook pages. And Roseanne says, I love all the colours in the kit we just shown. I use the pens when I do my watercolouring. The other side is an awesome brush nib too. Since Sheena's given them a stamp of approval, another 5 have gone out the door, so you've now only got 20 of those. to jump in and grab if
Well,
you want
honestly, I have no hesitation in recommending them. You have
And what value for
loads
people
of
who
fun.
want to start off? You know what I mean? 100 watercolour pens
Oh,
for
what?
27 quid.
Yeah, that is. They're
Winner,
really,
winner, chicken dinner.
They're phenomenal. Absolutely winner chicken dinner, Ben. Absolutely. So can you see how we've got this? I put the wrong lid on there. Can you see how cool that's looking already? I wonder if this will fall bleach. Shall we try?
Go on.
I'll try. It may and it may not because it's already quite dark, the card, but we'll try a little bit on there. Let's have a look and get a bit of paper. Because craft card's really absorbent. It's got a lot of tooth to it, so it might just, it might not. Yeah, it's just gone a bit like water damage, to be honest. Yeah, probably just, we'll dry it. But what you do want to do is you want to polish where you've got, because that's going to resist any colour you've put on there. Let me just dry that quickly. And then we may do a little bit darker colour around the outside just to make that look. Yeah, no harm, no foul, because we've got a little bit of texture going on in there. Actually, you can see a little bit. Yeah, well, that's all right. Can live with that. Yeah. Be careful if you do dry the card like that you don't remelt your embossing powder.
Yes, good tip.
Let's put a little bit darker colour around the outside. You know what? Even though the black isn't in that collection, I'm just going to go around the outside with a little bit of the black. And you think, oh, black, no, a bit too much. Cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
Step away from the card. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah,
Yes.
Nothing to see. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here, ma'am. Move along.
But what I'm thinking is that contrast again just will make part of it. If it's looking a bit flat, what you need to do is, I'm starting a bit darky there. That sounded a bit Marge Simpson, wasn't that? Oh.
Come on, Marge.
That sounded a bit more like Scooby-Doo, actually. But it's a cross between Scooby and Marge. But what you've got to do... What you're going to do is you need to up the contrast. So make something darker.
Make it darker.
Make something lighter. And now,
Come on, Marge.
Don't. Okay, no, it looks fine. You know what? They played the Bartman on the radio yesterday.
No, they did. What station were you listening
well,
to?
It was on Radio 2 on the way here. And you know, the birthday game, Scott Mill's birthday game, one of them that they might have been stuck with was the Bartman. Can you imagine? Do the Bartman.
Everybody step from that side.
I didn't realise Michael Jackson did the backing vocals for that. Can you
Did
believe
he actually?
it? Yes. What? So there. What? I know, that's surreal, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Michael Jackson did the backing vocals on Do the Bartman.
Google it, that. According to Scott Mills, and I believe him, is Michael Jackson did the backing vocals.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
The next thing you're going to tell me is like Slash from Guns N' Roses did the guitar solo in the middle.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But isn't that cool? That's
amazing.
Stenciling with glycerin. Don't have it too wet. Use your, like this applicator, because it picks up just the right amount and I can control it. And I think that looks quite stunning as another idea, background idea with your spring collection.
Fan-blooming-tastic. Thank you for all the comments coming through. Laurie just says, this is absolutely gorgeous. If you want the pigment ink pads, by the way, we do have that 8-piece collection. Probably the best thing to do is see it on the Shop the Day page, because that's where all the deals have been today. And a lot of the deals kind of like crossed over from both of the shows. So this is the pigment ink pad collection, which you can pick up. So it works out that you get a buy 5, get 3 free. So you get Bud, Orange, Honey Pot, Plum Jam, Pink Tulip, Spring Meadows, Ocean Blue, and Barakit. So saving $17.97 or $26.97, platinum price $23.96 or $35.96. And then the other item which you guys have loved today is the Floral Creations collection, which we saw the little video of with Debbie earlier on, but it's been absolutely flying out of the door once again. This is all of the dies and stamps basically that you're going to get within the kit. The Showstopper sold out, so don't mention that again, Ben. Oh, I just mentioned it. Just go for the Floral Creations kit on its own. It is an unbelievable collection. If you've ever wanted to create a bouquet fit for whatever occasion, then this is the set that you need to go for. It's really handy actually because you get the 32 dies, you get all of the stamped sentiments in here as well, and you also get, I'll show you some finished samples in here too, you also get all of your papers and you get your little storage caddy too. So it is kind of like a bit of a one-stop shop, if you like, for everything as far as making your florals are concerned. All of these dies in here, and what the great thing is you get your dies, you then get your little linen card pads, so 3x6, all of these fantastic colours in here that you can use. You can order these again separately as well, so if you feel like you're going to want more of these, then you can order those as separate paper pads. That one is your summer. You're getting 6 colours, 5 sheets of each. You then also get the spring linen card pad as well. And the great thing about this is these are sized perfectly to work with the dies, because I know you've probably got like a lot of linen card stock in your craft room right now, but isn't it nice to just have these smaller pieces of cardstock that will fit really, really easily as well through your mini machine. So you get 60 sheets of your linen cardstock, 32 stamps, 11 sentiments. Sentiments, by the way, are things like live life in full bloom, just for you, sending love, be beautiful and happy birthday. And then, I know what you're thinking, well, I'm gonna have loads of like pre-cut flowers. Where on earth am I gonna put them? Well, funny you should say that. You get your little storage box as well. It's like a little mini Simon storage box, I think. You've got the 9 compartments there to pop in all of your different bits and pieces. So all your flowers, if you want to pop your stamens in there, if you want to pop in your foliage, you can. And then basically, as Debbie was showing us yesterday, you can pre-cut all your bits and pieces, keep them nicely self-contained in there, and they're ready to use when you're ready to put them on the project. We did find out as well, I think aside from one die, if you want to keep your dies in there as well, you can. But what a collection this is, and I must just show you, I mean, look at some of the cards that you're going to be able to create here. The problem is with this kit, right, is once you've started, you won't stop, because you have got the ability to be able to create the most stunning projects. And if you are perhaps someone who's thinking, well, I'm going to cut this many out and more, you might want to get yourself one of those Simon boxes, because I think they would be absolutely perfect for doing, like, you know, huge batches of these particular flowers. I mean, look at this again. I love this particular card, Bianca. I love the white space on that too. Just so simplistic, like the matting and layering of it, and then the flowers really popping and coming to the fore. But as we chatted about with Debbie, do you know what? Not just your cards, you're going to be creating beautiful boxes with this. I mean, how gorgeous, by the way, is that stunning band around your envelope there. Decorate that one up, you know, for home decor projects. This one I absolutely loved. Which, did Debbie do this one yesterday? I want to say that she did. Yeah, she did this yesterday, creating that beautiful hanging basket. Again, absolutely stunning. I mean, we could just keep looking through these. This is the one that she also did on the show yesterday. Again, really, really simple, stripped back, but, you know, beautiful. Yeah, that white space again, just a lovely embossed bit of white cardstock there with the craft card behind, and then a selection of flowers made into that beautiful wreath. There's one in there somewhere, isn't there? With the, oh, look at this one. We didn't see this one. Who did this one? Bianca. Oh, my goodness me. Right. Look at that. It's like a little book card, like a little scene card. You've got all of the different florals built up behind it, like a 3D effect. I mean, let's keep looking. This one, like an easel project. Where's the one that... I know Debbie did it yesterday. I want to find the one that she showed in the video a minute ago. Right, hang on. Talk to yourselves for a second here. Where is it? Oh, I know where it is. Yes, it's the one that I put back, because I thought to myself, hang on a minute, where's the flowers on this one? Oh, that's incredible, isn't it? That is incredible. So that's what you're going to be able to do with this collection. Remember, you get the 3-piece kit. I say it's 3-piece. It's 60 sheets of your linen card in 3x6. It is 32 dies. It is 11 stamps, and it is your storage divider as well, so you can keep everything in there once you've cut it out and you're ready to go. It's about planning ahead with this, really, isn't it? Cutting out all of those beautiful florals for that next project. And yes, the brilliant thing is you'll be using them on all sorts of different projects, for birthdays, for anniversaries, for celebrations, for with sympathy if you need. You'll be using them for the men, the women, aunties, uncles, mums, dads, grannies, granddads, for all sorts of occasions. It is the most usable kit I think that we've ever done. And for 40 quid or $48, absolute steal, absolute bargain. Jump in and grab. Lots of lovely comments coming through. Cheryl says, beautiful project from Sheena. Stephanie says, fabulous Sheena, thank you. Fabulous effect, says Maddie Cooper. Jean F says, Sheena, gorgeous. Cindy says, looks like leather. Maria just saying, wow. What an amazing show this has been. We are going to take a short break here. And when we come back, we will be over there answering your questions within Essentials Corner. I know we've got a few already through. I know we've got some requests coming through too. But now is your opportunity to get them in. We've got 25 minutes to fill. Make sure you send through a few questions. Otherwise, it's me and Sheena doing a song and dance routine. We'll meet you back here in about 4 minutes' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
My name's Craig Laird. I work at Crafters Companion. I am a craft expert where I get to play with lots of crafty goodies from Crafters Companion, and hopefully we're here to inspire you with lots of crafty things that you can do. So my crafting journey, that started many years ago, actually just over 20 years ago. I actually came across crafting on UK Shopping TV. I was unwell at the time, and I was just channel surfing, just having a look to see what was on TV, and then I came across who has now become my friend, Dawn Bibby, and I thought, oh, quite like that bit of crafting that she's doing. I purchased some crafty goodies, and before you know it, here I am, all these years later, doing what I'm doing with Crafters Companion. So believe it or not, none of my family or friends are actually very creative. So the creative side in me has actually just progressed naturally. As I have progressed, I've become really good friends with many craft experts out there in the industry, and they're the ones that inspire me. Then coming to Crafters Companion, Crafters TV, and interacting with all the crafters at home, seeing what they make. I am a huge advocate for social media because you get to see lots of things that everyone makes at home, and that does inspire me as well. Many years ago, before I started here at Crafters Companion, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't go out a lot, I didn't do much. Now, with Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, it's given me so much confidence, self-belief. My biggest crafting success, I'm going to have to pick two. One of them is appearing on HSN America. I was really lucky a couple of years ago to actually go to Florida with Sarah to see how it all works behind the scenes. An incredible juggernaut that the shopping TV is at HSN. That for me is an incredible proud moment. I will never ever forget when all of you incredible crafters at home voted enough for me to be in the running of the 2021 Male Craft Personality of the Year. Was such a humbling feeling. I was so proud. I was so grateful. Our Crafters TV audience are absolutely incredible. For me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers, and the support that I get. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise, but if you just want that interaction, you just want to have that chat away about anything random in life, onto social media, onto Crafters TV, you know that you're going to get that support, you're going to get that understanding when it comes to the crafters at home.
Hello and a very good evening. My name is Ben Moseby and welcome to Essentials Corner. Yay! Woo! This is where we get to sit down and answer your questions over the course of the next 25 minutes or so. One thing that we will talk about, because it's going to come into comments in just a second, are these pens. Since these have been given the stamp of approval by Sheena, we now have 10 of these remaining, so last 10 chances. And I think that could be it as well. Once these are gone, I cannot confirm or deny whether we will be bringing these back. So if you like the idea of getting 100 of these amazing water pens, dual tipped for £27.99, I think it was, Platinum UK, then you're gonna have to be quick because they are going to sell out. I'll sit back a little bit in my comfy chair. Oh, we do like this, don't we? This.
And loaf.
Yeah. We do like this. Thank you for all the questions. There are quite a few. If you sent a question through, we'll try and answer it. If you haven't yet sent a question through and you want to ask Sheena a question, then there's still opportunity for you to send your questions through. So and thank you, Susie, as well on the socials for doing this, because it takes a while to kind of collate them all. So we appreciate that. So the first few questions are all to do with the
Cotton crystal?
yeah,
Alright.
crystal, yeah.
That one.
So Deborah asks, Sheena, how do you recommend attaching the caught-in crystal to your matte layer?
Oh, good question, Deborah. Yes. Right, so a wet glue would pull it apart. Back in the day, what I used to use was like, little brass or little, the little, that you put the hole in and then you put them through and you split them, split pins. Brads. Yeah, those things. Those are really good because they you don't have to have any glue or anything like that, and it allows some light to show through the back of the thing as well, and that's what really makes them glow, is when you can see that little bit of light shining through the acetate. So they're a great way of doing it. Just one each corner, job's a good one. I did for these ones though use the tape pens, but I put the tape pen on the base card. Don't drag the tape pen on your acetate tissue cotton crystal concoction.
Right.
Okay. Put it on the base card and then put that one down on it, because you can pull that apart from the acetate if you're not very, very careful. So I would tape pen the base card, then put that down on there as well. There you go.
Nona Lawton says one of the packs of those pens is coming to Whitby. That's the sign for Whitby.
For Whitby, is it?
Yeah, the sign for Whitby, because that's the sign for fish.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's the Whitby sign?
Yeah.
I like Whitby. Oh, fish and chips at Whitby.
Oh, fish and... Oh, I fancy fish and chips now.
Nice.
Fish and chips for Valentine's evening, though. Nicola's just saying, maybe we should hand deliver Nona's pens and go and get fish and chips in Whitby.
I like that idea, yes. We'll be around there, put the kettle on.
Yeah.
After the show.
Fish and chips.
Ringing Ben at the door. Hiya!
Hiya! Now, just show these pens again. I think we've got single figures of these now remaining, because Pat's asking, with the caught in crystal demo, what kind of pens did you use? Now, you didn't use these, but you could, couldn't you?
I haven't done it, but I strongly believe they would do, because it's got to be water-based ink. It's got to be a thickish nib to lay down quite a lot of colour quite quickly. And with the plethora of colours that you've got there, wow, you can go to town with it. So, yeah, I haven't done it, so I can't say, but I cannot see why those wouldn't work, because it seems exactly the same kind of ink and formula as in the brush markers. So, yeah, just needs to be water-based.
And let's be honest, that the value for money on these is incredible.
Amazing.
Isn't it?
And you know what, I just saw on the back of the package, it shows you brush lettering with them. So I think that can make you think, oh, they're just for people who can do brush lettering. And I'm rubbish at brush lettering. I wouldn't even think of that for them. I just look at them and think they are amazing for colouring in, for all the techniques I like.
All the colours.
Perfect. Just look at them as fabulous markers.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love a brush nib rather than a chisel nib for me. It's much easier to use, much more organic and flexible, and you can get into all the little bits and pieces in a more natural way. It's more like just using a brush. Yeah.
And do you know what's incredible about these as well? I'm sorry, I know we're here to do Essentials Corner, but if I know these are essentials, but we've got loads of questions. If you were looking to buy like a really affordable but really high quality set of watercolour markers for your kids or your grandkids to get involved with. I mean, these are they, aren't they? These
well,
are
they're fantastic for adults, so
well, yeah.
kids would absolutely
I mean,
be. And I've always
super
said, you know,
affordable.
if you've got young ones in the house, give them a good fighting chance to know if they're
Yes.
going to be good at colouring, at art and everything. Because, you know, some of the things that they've got for kids is nobody can make them look good. Nobody can produce anything that looks halfway decent with it. So that is so affordable. But I've got to say, anybody, and I know if my team are chatting, which they will be because they chat to each other when we're doing the shows, there's every one person on my team would use them and rock them amazingly well.
Let us know if you're going to grab them. We will keep you up to date in the next 20 minutes or so. If more of those go, I think we've got 9 chances left to buy them now, so go quickly. Susie says, I thought that was the sign for... No, that's Whitby, and that is fish. Fish as in fish you're going to eat. That's fish as in fish that swim. Turkey is turkey. Turkey.
I love turkeys, brilliant.
Yeah.
Because that is like turkeys. What's that all about then with turkeys? You know, have you been up close to a turkey?
One of my favourite things that ever happened, we're going off tangent here, it was years ago, it was before Daisy was born and George was still in his pram, but it was when we were living back in Devon. We went to Paignton Zoo, and they had this like little petting area of the zoo where you can go in and pet the little baby goats and all that kind of thing. And we went there and there was a turkey one time. and the turkey, for whatever reason, did not like Laura.
Oh no!
Did not like my Laura.
What?
And it was chasing her around the pen, and eventually I mean, obviously I was just laughing my head off. I wasn't helping out in any way, shape or form. As she was like, it was like something out of Benny Hill. And it chased her out of the petting zoo.
Oh, how funny.
I don't know whether it was a perfume or what. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's notorious in the turkey world.
That Laura Moseby.
Whoa, stay away from her.
Yeah.
She's trouble.
Anyway, back to the questions. Anne says, thank you, Anne, for your question. If you aren't heat embossing, can you use other acetate? I don't think I have any of the heat-resistant stuff.
Yes, you know what? Even, you know, like the Christmas acetates that we had at Christmas, you know, with the foiled acetates and things, all those gorgeous acetates, if you bought the books with the acetates in them. Yes, absolutely, use them. And you've already got pattern on the foreground and everything, look even super cool. Only use heat, you only need the heat-resistant if you're going to stamp and emboss on it.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely.
Another set of those markers has gone, by the way. DD is this message to say, I purchased the markers, cannot wait to try them on the acetate. So by my count, we've got maximum 8 left, so do be swift on that. It's tons of questions. Right, questions. Jeannie McKinney says, this is the
Cotton crystal.
Yep. Can you use sparkle markers?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you know, the sparkle pens, the sparkle overlay markers.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, yes, definitely splodge them on, pull the stuff on just the same, swirl, and then you've cut out the glitter element because we've already got the glitter and the bling in them. Perfect.
And I know this one was asked earlier on, but it's fine because you know what, we always appreciate that sometimes you jump in for 5-10 minutes, so it's great that it's been asked again. With that technique too, I know you use glitter, but could you add gilding flakes, did we think?
You know, the gilding flakes, if they're like big chunky bits, what you really want ultimately is that paper, that single ply of your tissue to stick to the acetate, to bond the acetate with that solution. So if it's a big bit of gilding flake, it's going to create an air bubble. The little bits, you know, the powdery little bits that you can't really do much with, those little flyaway bits, those, sprinkle a little bit of that in. Yeah, fab, it'll look like a little, it looked like a seam of gold. It looked like I've struck good pay dirt.
Yeah, good pay dirt. There is a question, I'll ask this one, seeing as you brought that up, from Maria. Has emailed in a question.
Oh, no.
I don't think you want to do this, but it's up to you. In the spirit of Ask Elvis mixed with Gold Rush.
No! What? Is that, when did I get home?
The question is, I'd like to understand the process of turning pay dirt to gold, trimmers and wash slushies, please.
No, Maria.
I don't even understand the question.
You know what? That was in honour of the wonderful, the one and only...
Steve Wright.
Steve Wright.
Yeah.
I love Steve Wright. So
Yeah.
we used to love Ask Elvis. So we used to do this like, oh, big little card, man. And he was just like, gold, dig it. Mine, and then you got a gold.
There you go. You've got it.
That's what we used to do, used to have a little bit of it.
That's been my favourite thing of the week so far. And speaking of Maria, I believe that Maria has also sent in a gift for you. Look.
Sure.
Willow sends a Valentine's love to Mummy and to Ben and all the crew.
Oh, she is. You know what? She is such a clever. She's the grown-up adult in the house.
Aww.
She is the one that, like, yeah. Without her, we would just be like more random than we are. She's lush, isn't she?
She's such a cute. She's only little. How's she, 2 or 3?
Yeah, she's a little miniature. Her dad was a little miniature poodle, so she's what? She's over 6 now.
Oh, is she 6?
Yeah, but she was. Yeah, she gets really long coat. She's ready for a hairdo for sure. She looks a bit like a mop at the minute.
Yeah.
Like Dougal from the Magic Roundabout.
Dougal, yeah.
But,
is she quite a hyper dog then? Because I always, I saw the picture with her the tennis ball.
Really good, really well behaved.
Yeah.
We'll have to, when we're up one time, we'll show her a trick. You'll open a drawer and Maria will go, drawer, and she jumps up to it and shuts the drawer.
No, she never does.
Oh, you want to see a vacuuming, Ben?
Wow.
No, not really, but she does. If you open a drawer and then say, drawer, she runs up and she'll do pirouette that way and a pirouette that way, and she'll come to heel and then she'll down and back, and she's really clever.
I have to get her up for it. Who's
I sound like a really proud mother, don't I? Like a parent.
Bless her.
Oh.
Super cute. Thank you for sending that one in.
Thank you.
Questions, and where did I get to now? Hang on a second. One moment, please, caller. Right, floor polishes. So Lillian Kwok says, I'm searching. There are zillions of floor polishes.
Yeah.
Which one has Sheena got? What would be good, like a UK version?
UK version? Oh, well, you know what? Maybe I'll try and post it on my Facebook page later. I looked last night and I made a note and I put it on my phone. Hello. And I didn't bring my phone in the studio, obviously. So I've got a list on my phone with all the names, but not access to them here, sorry. But I think there was EK or something, the one I had in my trolley there, Ben. I think it's just in the top of the trolley, and it was, it's called Floor Shine. There's another one that, look, what was it?
It is HG.
Oh, yeah. What?
It was 2 letters in the alphabet.
It's called Eek. I know, yeah. HG. I knew. Pick a letter.
So this,
with them.
yeah. So there you go. Screenshot that.
I
Probably the best
think
thing.
they've changed the packaging a little bit, but
Right.
if you look at that, and that's what you're looking at. There's another one that's just like in just look at the high. If it says Floor Shine, and it improves the luster of your floors. That's the stuff you're looking for.
Excellent.
Yeah.
For protecting with Shine all types of artificial flooring against wear, scratching and other damage.
There you go.
Also masks existing worn patches.
Yeah, next week you'll see us mopping the floor.
Yeah. Also great for crafting. HG, artificial flooring, protective coating, gloss finish. There you go. Right, next question. Stephanie says, could you do this method on glass, like the block glass? The floor...
I wouldn't, because it's not durable enough, it's not sturdy enough. It's just, this stuff is you know, it hasn't got, if they think of glue, it's not the toughest glue you can imagine. It's tough enough to bond tissue paper to acetate, then reverse on a bit of card. It wouldn't be robust enough to put on a glass item, a 3D item, I would think. You could make something decorative with it and put it on like around maybe a tea light holder or something. You know, for if you want to upcycle that, put it on acetate, wrap it around a tea light holder, tie it on with a bit of string or something. It would look quite pretty. Just thought like that on the top of my head there.
I like
just
it.
like that. Scare myself sometimes, Ben.
That's what happens when you're sat here in Essentials Corner.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the agony aunt of crafting, aren't they? tell us your crafting problems, lovey.
Who did you sound like then?
Lovey. It used to be Claire Rayner.
Claire Rayner, that was it,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Crafting with the loveys.
Yes.
Thank you, lovey.
Thank you. How do we, says Nona, clean the brushes after using the floor polish?
Immediately. Straight away.
Yeah.
In water.
Just hot
With
water.
anything you're using acrylic base, right, you want to clean your brushes, top priority. Because acrylic is, it's water soluble when it's wet, but when it dries, it becomes, it's hard, and you can't break it down again. So then water doesn't affect it. So definitely clean your brushes straight away in water, and that stuff is quite dilute. It cleans out really well.
Yeah.
So some of the thicker stuff, you know, like texture paints and things, they're not great on your brushes. This isn't too bad at all, the floor polish.
Will alcohol ink work in that demo, asks Sherry Miller.
But what you would do with alcohol ink, I would put the solution on first on the acetate, pour your floor polish on,
Right.
and then drop the alcohol ink in and swirl it. Because if you put alcohol ink on your acetate and you're not quick enough, it's so, with it being alcohol based, can dry and evaporate so quickly, so it won't move. You've already got a static mark on your acetate instead of it swirling in the solution. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you, Lillian. He says, thank you. Oh, this is Reaver polish. There were ones for stone, lino, wood tile, all by HG, but now I know. Thank you, Auntie Ben, for getting the bottle.
There you go.
I'd be Uncle Ben and Auntie... Actually, Auntie Ben's got a ring to it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
In the crafting corner with Auntie Ben and
Lovely.
Auntie Sheena. Lovely. More questions. Sarah Lozano on Facebook says, where did Sheena get her bumpy sponges from?
Oh, just from a supermarket. Is this in the UK or US? I haven't shopped in the US for a few years. Planning on going back again soon, but I haven't shopped for a while. But literally, just go to your, you know, where you would buy your household cleaning stuff, your dishcloths and your stuff like that. And it's just kitchen sponges.
It's those sponges that have a little scary thing on top, isn't it?
Yeah, the bit that got the scary bit on one side, and yeah, just cut them up. The scary bit's great because it's easy to hold. It makes them easier to hold. So I use the ones that you get a lot, you know, big pack of them, like a pound or something.
Yeah.
You get loads of them.
You get about 8 in a pack, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And then quarter them, then pull little bits out. I once did it, funny thing, I did a workshop for like 20 odd people this time, and I had 20 odd bits of sponge like that in front of me, pulling out little bits of sponge. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And it was like a pile of, like, and it was like, is this a cry for help from Sheena as well? Is it, do we need it to talk? Because I was like pulling bits of sponge and everywhere, yeah. But that's all you're going to do, is just get your sponge, pull little bits out, so you don't want any hard edges on it, and it just looks a little bit random. That's it. Do use them, wash them, use them again. They last ages as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can, and also
And then you name them.
Yeah, that's the other thing you have to do, isn't it?
You've got to name them.
Yeah.
Because they deserve a name. They're worthy of a name because they're little workhorses.
They are. You know, you think they're just sponges, but sponges have feelings too.
SpongeBob, hello.
There you go.
Say no more.
Lillian says, if you're an agony aunt corner, you have to be Auntie Ben. Okay, that's fine. I like that. That is fair enough. Question from... I saw one. Oh, this one here from Maddie Cooper, who says, hi, Sheena.
Not another Cooper.
I know.
You've got to watch them.
You've got to watch these Coopers, haven't you?
I'm a bit scared. Go on then.
Going back to the earlier demo today, I missed the beginning of the demo that you did using the floor polish, but I really love the finish effect. What dilution did you use, please? As in, what dilution of the floor polish to water?
Just floor polish, Maddie. Just the floor polish. No water in it. If you buy the floor polish, I'll tell you when I get back, you basically just neat floor polish. You don't dilute it.
And I wonder if the confusion there
you
was...
might have seen me diluting the glossy highlights, because if you've got glossy highlights, it's too thick, and you can do the technique with that. But what you want to do is like 50-50 glossy highlights to water. But if it's the floor polish you're going to get online, you just pour the floor polish straight on there. You don't need to do anything to it.
And the great thing is, again, Maddie, of course, you can go back and watch the shows. I would honestly recommend it. Obviously, we've done some brilliant stuff in this show, so the Royal We, Sheena has. The masterclass, though, was incredible from earlier. Is that coming up on 24/7, Jamie, do we know? The masterclass from earlier on. I'm sure it must be being shown. Love Your Craft is coming up after this, and then that masterclass show is coming up an hour after, so it will be at 9 o'clock UK time. So what's that? 4 o'clock Eastern, all right? 1 p.m. Pacific. So if you want to watch that back and pick up more tips, you can. Sparkly Sue says, is there an easy way to tell difference between heat-resistant acetate and ordinary acetate?
The heat-resistant tends to be a bit thinner.
Yeah.
But until you heat it, you'll know if you get the wrong one and you heat the wrong acetate, because it takes barely any heat for it to just... Remember the old crisp packets we used to melt?
Oh, yeah.
They were great. Don't do
like shrink them all down?
Yes, you can. Yeah. And it's similar to what non-heat resistant acetate does. It goes very wrong very quickly. Yeah.
Karen Owens, got a couple more. There's that request as well from I've still got to do some singing at the end. Oh, sorry, we're out of time. That was... no, we're not.
No.
Karen Owens would like to know, she says, hi, I'm loving the show with the two of you today. I would like to ask Sheena where she gets her inspiration for her collections, as they are all very lovely and all very different.
Oh, thank you. You know what? It's random, absolutely random, and it could be from anywhere. I've just, funnily enough, between shows, been discussing a collection, and I had 3 that I was talking to Leanne about, and so usually we'll start with just one thing that then leads to something else, and often the one that you think you're going to go with, it ends up where there's a tangent here, and another that's like, who would have thought that I'm a tangent woman? You wouldn't have known it, would you? And then you go off on a branch and a tangent and down a little rabbit hole and then round the world, and you come back and you find something that is better than the little thing, but you need to do that bit to get to that bit. So it could be from anything, and I find that things that, to be honest, to be like true and enjoy what I'm doing, it has to be something that I've got a connection with, which is some things I don't do because they're not my thing, you know. Everything I do is the stuff that I like to look at, or it's an interest. So I think that's what it has to be. I've woke up thinking of stuff. I tell you what I've done before. Yeah. Dreamt a really good bit of artwork and went, oh, I wish I'd thought of that in my dream. And then woke up and gone, yes,
I did. It's mine.
It has happened. And I've actually there was a drawing I did, just a digital drawing of this really cool manga-looking kind of kite that was flying, very different thing than I've ever done before. And I remembered it so vividly that I actually did it, and I might post it on social media to show you. So that's a bonus if you wake up and like, call me the Paul McCartney of the apparently he used to dream song lyrics.
Really?
Yeah,
I
down. Wish. Wouldn't that be great if you just woke up and you had all that inspiration?
It's funny though, isn't it? Like, because, you know, if you are a creative person, sometimes, like, it'll be the same with you. You have so many ideas, don't you?
Yeah.
And like, you're like, oh, jot them all down. Then other days, you can go days upon days with nothing.
Nothing. And it's when you've got to come up with something.
Yeah.
You've got nothing.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like when you're falling asleep in bed and you go, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you've got to write it down or capture it, because you know you'll forget it, or, you know, the first thing in the morning, or when you're not usually in a position to be able to start working on or capture it. But, you know, fortunately we've got phones now, we can just make little notes and stuff. But yeah, could be anytime, anywhere.
Quick one from Carrie says, she says, I know it sounds simple, but could you do a fast video on how you pick the sponge technique? Was that something you might be able to do at some point?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
We're looking at relocating my little recording setup and things, so we're going to planning on doing a few more of them, me, Maria and Willow again. So keep watching. Yeah, those are the kind of things. Happy to do that for sure.
And Maria says, hello, Ben and Sheena and all the crew. Can you sing Happy Birthday to the lovely Sherry Miller across the pond? She rocks.
Yeah.
I would love you to have it done, sung as Sonny and Cher.
What? No.
Oh, the Bee Gees was suggested, was it?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
You can't say. We don't do what you ask. Yay! That was literally one of my most favourite things ever. Thank you so much, everybody. Rooster says, Ben, on the weather it mentioned Barnsley. My immediate thought was you saying Barnsley bombshell, all your fault. Ha ha ha. Yes, the Barnsley bombshell is going to be back here. That's Debbie Robertson, of course. Week after next, I think. When are you back?
Next Wednesday, can you believe it?
Wow.
3 weeks in a row, yeah.
I'm not here next Wednesday, I'm on holiday.
Oh, Ben. I think it's me and Debbie.
Oh.
Debbie Fisher. Lee Coonhead and me will be back next week.
I think I'll be tuning in on my holiday just to watch you two together. A massive thank you to Sheena. Wasn't it a brilliant day? Thank you so much.
I loved it as always. Thank you.
Always
thanks,
an absolute pleasure. Sheena's back next week with Debbie. I'm back with you tomorrow. Slightly different day tomorrow again. Live at 1 and 5. 1 o'clock you've got a craft along with Lily on the Hydrangea collection. I'll be jumping in at 2 for a preview of our big cartload show. And then tomorrow night, live from 5, it's me and Leanne with an unbelievable stacked cartload show. But make sure you join us right throughout the day. Thanks so much. Thanks to all the team for today. And we'll see you tomorrow here on Crafters TV. Bye for now.